In this video, in details, everything you need to know how to replace the belt on Vermeer Wood Chipper, torque specs, tension, tools, sizes, pretty much everything I will try to cover. Make sure you can do it easy, and save the time and money. We have a Vermeer Wood Chipper BC 1000 XL. This is 2004 year model equipped with a 3.3 CUMMINS diesel. Tools are ready. Well, let's get started. Chipper is off. Let's get access to the belt. We have to undo two 1/2-inch bolts and our belt behind that cover plate. Guys, if you first time to the channel, subscribe. Very appreciated that. Okay, and behind this cover we have our belt. Let's check the condition, and condition is pretty rough. As you can see, we have a cracks, we have a split, we have one missing sections. Old dry rotted belt. Here's a comparison. We have a new one. As you can see, we have a 5 grooves. By the way, this belt didn't fail completely. It was defeated but wasn't broken. And Chipper was able to finish the job, but it's not reliable at the moment. As you can see, now we have 2 belts, one split to 2, and as you can see, part of that absolutely missing, not accept. This year model has non-adjustable belt guide. As you can see, it's close to the driver main pulley. And some models you will have adjustable bracket on the middle, on the bottom, but it doesn't really matter. This one has upper adjustable belt bracket. Not a big deal. We'll show you everything a bit later. Keep watching. Okay, as you can see, a belt is still on a pulley. Now we have to loosen those 2 bolts and lift our belt bracket plate to get belt out. Okay, 13 mil socket. You can remove it completely, but I'm just going to loosen those 2 bolts and lift the bracket up, and that's enough to get access to the belt. Most likely belt won't come out that easy, but this belt is pretty stretched and it turned into the 2 belts. As you can see, one part of the belt already slipped off the driven pulley. Now I'm just pulling second portion of that belt, what's behind. Here we go. We have one part of it out. There is always multiple ways to do the same thing. You just find yourself whatever works for you the best. Guys, if this video is helpful, put a thumbs up. Appreciate that. I'm not going to waste much time try to get that belt over the grooves. I'm just cutting it in half with a knife, and we'll do the same trick. If you have any questions, comments, critics, suggestions, or something's not very clear, let me know. Leave a comments down below under the video. Okay, now we have belt cut, and it will come out pretty easy. Well, we're halfway through the process. As you can see, this belt's seen better days. Alright, now we're going to inspect the pulley grooves, make sure everything's nice. We don't have any sharp edges, no burrs, and pulley looks almost like new. They last the lifetime of the chipper. Also good time to check the bearings. Also we just do a brief visual inspection as usual. Okay, let's use a compressor, blow that sawdust, all that dust before installing the new belts. And now we're going to start the installation. Okay, here's a new belt. Unfortunately, there is a part number is pretty faded out, scraped, but I will put a belt part number down in the description below under this video. Check it out. You can get always OEM belt from Vermeer local dealer, or use just aftermarket one, whatever you like. Okay, as you can see, our upper belt bracket is loose. I like to just tighten it up and keep it in an upper position. That way we have more room. You can remove it if you want, whatever you prefer, but I tell you from the experience that's enough. Just inspecting our bottom bracket. upper portion of the upper plate. My belt is already on an engine drive pulley. I always try to get a belt over the driven pulley, drum pulley. I know it most likely won't go, but it depends from the stiffness of the belt and all the settings and adjustments on a chipper. Sometimes you will get lucky, get it slipped right in a grooves, but not this time. Okay, we have to remove the clutch handle. We're using 13 mil. There's two nuts to remove, and we have to pull those two bolts and remove the handle. You will see just in a minute why we're doing that, and sometimes you can skip this step, but unfortunately not on this chipper. Okay, bolts are removed. Now we can pull the clutch handle out. Alright, handle is removed. We'll put it back later. There's interesting stuff just started. Okay, clutch handle's return spring is unhooked, as you can see. Well, now we have our engine throttle cable attached to the clutch control handle. We have to undo that throttle cable bracket from the pivot. There's a cutter pin at the end. Trying to do my best camera work, make sure you can see everything. Okay, pull that cutter pin, and then we have to undo that cable. Yeah, you have to go through a few things in the process. Okay, cutter pin is removed. Now, as you can see, we're almost there. We have to undo the locking nut from the cable and bracket and slide the cable off the bracket as soon as you loosen that locking nut. Okay, now we're all pretty loose to the maximum, and our shaft can go forward. As you can see, this cable connected to the high pressure fuel injection pump. Okay, now as you can see, our shaft is moving all the way forward to the max. It won't go any further. We're all the way. We earn almost an inch after we remove the handle. Yeah. Okay. Now, as you can see how much slack we have over the main engine pulley, and now that will allow us to get a belt over the drum pulley, driven pulley, and just aligning the belt, wiggle up and down, pushing it in, and here we go. Piece of cake. Yeah, belt is in, but there's a few important points coming up. Keep watching. Okay, as you can see, belt is all in place, all in grooves. We have 5 sections, and check to make sure everything lined up properly. Okay, as you can see, all in proper position. Yeah, check twice. All right, they're looking happy, all good. Yeah, and we're going to the handle. Yeah, now we're going to put all those components back together. Installation is opposite to removal, and after that we'll do belt adjustments and torque. Okay, it is extremely important to have a proper slack and tension on a belt to get maximum from your machine performance and belt longevity. We'll show you everything how to do it, how to set a proper tension. Yeah, and also we are looking for the gap, make sure belt won't burn and flap around. Guys, yeah, if you have questions, put them down in the comment section below, and this video is only demonstration how I do it. Before doing any linkages adjustment, let's engage our clutch and put a tension on a belt. As you can see, belt is in engaged position, and just by feeling how much force I had to apply to get belt engaged, it was way too much. Yeah, I will show you in a minute what torque specs and how to adjust the linkages. As you can see, we're in engaged clutch position. Just telling from experience, this belt is very, very tight. When I was engaged in the belt, too much torque. Okay, next we're going to set a proper tension. Okay, we have to adjust the length of the linkage. As you can see, we have jam nuts, 2 of them, locking nuts, and a turnbuckle. Okay, let's set a proper tension, 125 foot-pounds of torque and 170 Newton meters. Okay, 9/16 wrench. Let's loosen a jam nut, one at the top and same one on the bottom. Yeah, because my chipper is on the tracks, I have to lift it up to get access to the bottom portion of the turnbuckle. Okay, let's fire it up. This chipper can travel everywhere in the woods. Okay, Isuzu diesel fired up. This is the same as you probably have a trailer chipper, which you pull behind the truck. And this one, yeah, it can lift. It used to be just a buggy with a dump box, but we put a chipper on it, and this one is ready to go in the woods. Okay, let's put a safety locking guard, make sure it won't drop on me, and now we can get access to our bottom jam nut. Okay, yeah, let's get that. Yeah, pretty cool design. I love it. Very versatile. And let's dive under. And as you can see, our jam nut, locking nut. Yeah, we have to loosen that one, and that way we can turn our turnbuckle. Yeah, same way. Let's loosen it up. Here we go. All right. Clutch pivot has a 1/2-inch square at the end, as you can see. That's where we're going to set up our torque wrench. Torque specs for this chipper: 125 foot-pounds of torque or 170 Newton meters. Check your operator's manual for the specs. Let's release our belt. So clean the slot before the put in torque wrench. Usually lots of grind there, sawdust. Should have a good grip on the wrench. Let's get our torque wrench square in a slot like that. Yeah, my wrench is set, and let's see what we have. Okay, let's push it down and see where we're engaging and where we're clicking. Okay, 125, and we barely moved from the released position. Too tight. We have to loosen the tension and drop that torque down to 125 and release the tension. Otherwise belt will burn when machine will be idling. That's very important, because when clutch is released, belt will slip on a engine pulley and won't burn. Yeah, rotate a turnbuckle until clutch handle just reaches the bottom of the detent slot when applying the 120 foot-pounds of torque. If it's too tight, linkage needs to be extended. Just give it a little bit more, and if it's too loose, you have to retract. Yeah, just go little by little and see where we're at. Oh, we have to go quite a bit. Yeah, I will keep adjusting. I will show you final result. Yeah, pretty easy. As you can see, there's nothing that difficult. I have to keep adjusting, and we'll get to the sweet spot. Okay, let me show you what is going on. I got my tension set up. As you can see, link is extended, and here we go. Yeah, that's how much I had to go. Now let's see where we're engaging. Yeah, you will go gradually, but you have to hit that sweet spot, 125. Okay, I'm pushing, and right at the dent. Here we go. Let's do one more time. See, we're engaged. Okay. Release. Pull it out. And as soon as we get into the bottom of the tent, it's in a slot. And 125. And we're engaged. That's the proper tension. Yeah. Okay. Not too little, not too much, just perfect. Yeah. You can check the tension later on, but yeah, that's what is the initial tension. Belt will get stretched a little bit. Yep. And do adjustments if necessary, but at this point we're all set. Perfect. Let's pull our torque wrench out. Don't forget to reset it to 0 with a precise tool. Yeah, as you can see, not a big of a deal, but here's the one more adjustment we have to do still. Yeah, retighten the jam nuts. Sure they're tight. You will lose that proper tension. Yeah, very important. And one on the top as well. When belt is engaged, set a gap for the upper belt bracket. 1/8, 1/4. That's what I do. Some people like less. Well, we're pretty much done. Thank you so much, guys, for your time watching this video. Yeah, and this is only for demonstration. Way I do it, it works for me. Yeah, don't forget to maintain your machine. By the way, this is IHI IC30 buggy with Isuzu diesel. I have more interesting buggy videos and also Vermeer videos. I'll put up one next for you to watch. Go check it out. Yeah, also I did some body work, repairs, welded couple nuts, fixed some dents. Yeah, make it a little bit better than it was. And now everything's closing. Yeah, take care of your equipment, and your equipment always will take care of you when you need it. Yeah, beautiful chipper. This one is very reliable, super simple, never let us down. Yeah, beautiful piece of equipment, but like everything needs love and care. Yeah, well, let's fire it up. Yeah, started like a clock. Okay, we have to load it down, and this machine is ready to rock. Yeah. Okay, I'll make a video of this chipper in action, how it just runs through the woods. Okay, parking brake is off. You can ride it as a buggy, and you can also walk it. Whatever you prefer, depends from the task. Well, okay, thanks guys. Well, stay safe, and yeah, take care of each other. See you soon. Bye-bye.